Well, what's going on, guys? It's Mr. Affleck 9916, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Euro Truck Simulator 2 Hard Economy mod. In the last episode, we made it finally to southern Sweden. We're all the way down in Helsingborg at the end of our last delivery, so that means we'll be starting from here, and I want to continue doing new parts of Sweden. So as you can see, our only options are within Helsingborg, down to Gdansk in Poland, or up to Göteborg, and I think I'm going to go up the Swedish coast for the first delivery in this episode. It is an articulated trailer, so it means we have to do another double. That's going to be just fun. It's also a heavy cargo, so this will be an interesting delivery, but 20 cents per kilometer and 180 euros. We'll go ahead and take, and off we will go. Hope you guys all had a good weekend. I had a really good weekend at my school. It was actually Dad's weekend. So basically, the idea is that everyone's dad is supposed to come and visit, and after they come and visit, or once they come and visit, we do all kinds of activities. The big thing there for Dad's weekend is a hockey game on campus and oops, hit the wrong buttons there. I do not know. I've not played this in a while because all the uploads from this week were recorded last week, and I am forgetting all the controls that I set up. But anyway, the main activities for Dad's weekend are a basketball game and a hockey game. So I got to go to both of those with him. On Friday night, we actually saw Elton John, so that was really cool. He was not as good as I thought he was going to be be honest. I thought his backing band didn't really play the songs the way that they sounded on the original record. But either way, his voice sounded great, and he's on his retirement tour, so it's the last chance to see him before he calls it quits and stops touring for good. So that was pretty awesome. Went to the OU basketball game. It was a preseason game. We played a small little local college and absolutely destroyed them. I think it was 93 to 62 or something like that. It wasn't even close. It was a blowout. I mean, the game didn't count for anything, but still, a big win is a big win, so I was happy about that. Then we went to the hockey game, and we played against Davenport, which is a school from Iowa, and we lost 3-2 in a shootout, actually. Talk about an exciting game right there. That was a super exciting game because it went to overtime, and then obviously went to shootout, and that's only the second overtime loss for my college's hockey team. We're undefeated. Besides that, we don't have any. We're still technically undefeated because we don't have any regular season losses. Our only 2 losses were in overtime, and you still get a point for that. So no losses in regulation through 10 or 11 games. We're a pretty good team this year. So that I can't complain too much about an overtime loss. You still get a point in hockey. So it was a pretty fun weekend. I really enjoyed that, and then we came back and got pizza a couple different times up at a place in Columbus, and then down in Athens, which is the town that I live in. We went to a place called Goodfellas Pizza, and then after that we actually watched the movie Goodfellas together off of Amazon Video or place we rented off PlayStation Store or whatever. That's actually what we did. We were going to go off Amazon Video, but for some reason it wouldn't connect to my PlayStation right, so we did it off of the PlayStation Video, and it worked just fine. Looks like we need Göteborg here, so we'll exit. Alright, so out of Helsingborg and on to Göteborg, which is also known as Gothenburg. It's kind of the anglicized word for it. Second most populous city in Sweden, behind Stockholm. So we've gone to the two major cities in Sweden, the two biggest cities in Sweden, should I say. Not that there aren't any other major cities, but those are the 2 biggest. And we'll finally have gone to both of them, and then perhaps we'll head on to Norway after that. Let's merge here. Alright, onto the highway it is. Should be 2 hours, 49 minutes from here. We'll get there at about 1:44 p.m. And look at this, just another beautiful day in the Swedish countryside. We've been treated to only 1 day of rain so far, and it's, this is only Tuesday, it's only the 2nd day, but so, it only rained once yesterday. I guess that makes sense, only once in a day. But there was a lot of rain in Sweden on this game I found in the past, so to have blue skies for, 2 days straight. We had a little bit of rain yesterday, but mostly blue skies is real nice. But anyway, we watched the movie Goodfellas after we had Goodfellas pizza. And then went hiking on Sunday at a park called Stroud's Run State Park, which is right near Athens, about 5 minutes away, about 2 miles outside of town. There's a little lake there and hills, hiking trails. Fall leaves were about peak, so that was beautiful. And then we went and got Mexican food. So, all in all, it was a pretty good weekend. I enjoyed it. And next weekend, I'll actually see him again because I'm going to be going home for the weekend. Oh, is this speedometer not... Oh, that's the engine retarder again. Come on. There we go. Having more problems with that cruise control. I gotta change that button configuration. But anyway, I'm actually going home again next weekend because next weekend is Veterans Day. Or should I say this upcoming weekend is Veterans Day. So I'm really excited about that. And then in 2 weeks from that is Thanksgiving. So I'll be home for that. So going home twice in the next 3 weekends. Oh, there's the coast. There's the Atlantic Ocean, or whatever you would call it, right off the coast of Sweden. It's our first time seeing the water so far in this series. We've been mostly inland the whole time. I mean, Stockholm's kind of near water, but it's not on the main shoreline. But we're going up on these port cities and all. Kind of reminds me of driving along the British countryside a little bit, this area here. We'll head over to England at some point through this series. Maybe not anytime soon, but if we have any good deliveries over there, or eventually I'll make it up there. It's awkward to drive there because you're on the other side of the road. And all the cars are going the other way, so that kind of makes it interesting. But anyway, going home twice in the next 3 weekends. And looking forward to it. And then, 3 weeks after Thanksgiving, well, a week after Thanksgiving is sometime that week is my birthday, so that'll be fun. I'll be turning 22. And then, after that, a couple weeks is the beginning of Christmas break. And in college, Christmas break is a month long, which is so nice. I'm really excited to just have a month and not have to worry about going to class, doing homework. Just really a month of doing nothing, basically. I'll actually be in California for a week. If I think I mentioned that in episode 1 or 2, I'll be in San Francisco for a week, so looking forward to that as well. Look at those wind turbines. Those are real cool. Nice to see some environmentally friendly stuff here in Sweden. Sweden is, of course, one of the world leaders in environmental stuff. And speaking of environmental stuff, that's the other update. Today is Election Day here in the United States. I'm going to vote as soon as I'm done recording this. It's like almost 6:30 p.m. or almost 5:30 p.m. I gotta change my wall clock still. It's an hour off. I was wondering why it was still light if it was 6:30. It's almost 5:30, and the polls are open until 7:30. So I'm gonna head to the polls around 6, go vote, then head to my 7 o'clock class after that. Obviously, voting's kind of important. I don't talk about politics too much on this channel, but as I said, I'll answer any questions you guys have. So, I do have another channel where I have a little political talk show. I've only done one episode, and that was about a year ago. But I'm thinking about doing another show and getting that started up again soon. So I'll leave the link in the description to my other channel if you guys are interested in hearing me talk about politics. Kind of try to keep the fun stuff on this channel and the serious stuff on the other channel, but obviously sometimes they overlap. I mean, if you think about all the political issues that are involved in trucking, you know, from safety regulations to road construction to environmental concerns to the type of stuff we're hauling if it's traded from other countries. There's plenty of overlap between trucking and politics, and even between video games and politics. You know, the EULA regulations and copyright stuff and all different kinds of legal stuff and legal matters, and different things across the board that kind of overlap between those two things. But regardless of who you guys support and who you guys voted for, I do hope that all of you who are of age, who are 18 or older, did go vote, because it is important. It is the future of our country, and obviously, you know, your vote counts. A lot of people think their vote doesn't count, but you know, that's why, you know, if did not vote was a candidate in 2016, did not vote would have beaten both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton for president. I think only 5 or 6 states had a majority of you know, or more than, you know, enough people vote to where did not vote wasn't the top vote getter. Not that did not vote would be a vote getter, but you guys know what I mean. Look at the sky through this tunnel. It looks different on the other side. Oh, that's okay. That's a sand dune. I thought that was the sky, and it's a farm field. It's like a hill. I was wondering what that was on the other side of the tunnel. It kind of looked weird. Definitely a little flatter on this side of Sweden. It definitely looks a lot different than on the other side, though. You don't have all the hills in between. A lot less pine trees. We're driving the Renault, by the way, in this episode. I like the Renault. Real nice interiors. We got the red on the seats. It's weird because there's that jump seat in the back instead of just a bed in the back like most of the trucks have. But I do enjoy it. Hopefully we'll get to drive it around France once we head down there a little bit, because obviously Renault is based in France. Renault's got the Formula 1 team down there as well. Next week is the second to last race of the season in Brazil. And then they head to Abu Dhabi, I'm not exactly sure how to say it, but they head there for the final race of the year in a couple weeks. Lewis Hamilton's already clinched the championship. He's not my favorite driver. I was disappointed to see him win, but I've watched almost the whole season. I've made an effort to, you know, I always watch the first few races of the year and then I kind of lose track of it after that. So I'm trying to make more of an effort to actually watch more of the series besides just the first few races. And I've watched all the races this year but 3 or 4. A couple of those 3 or 4 I watched like part of them, but I fell asleep at the beginning of the race because they were on early, you know, 8 a.m. on a Sunday. Sometimes you stay out late Saturday night. It's hard to wake up after 3 hours of sleep and watch a sporting event. You gotta have the dedication for it, that's for sure. Alright, 400 meters till we exit. That ended up being a pretty quick drive up the coast. And here is Göteborg. Pretty decent amount of skyscrapers, it looks like, in the city. Most of the European cities obviously don't have a ton of tall buildings. It seems like everyone has a tower like this one here. Alright. Let's use the engine retarder. See if it actually works. Not really. It's kind of a weird intersection, too. How am I... Oh, I see what this does. Oh, that's like an on-ramp to go the other way. Okay. And then, does this highway end up here? I guess it does. Let's take a look at that. No, it doesn't. You can keep going. It was just weird on my map. Continues all the way up to Oslo. That's what I thought. You could continue. All right, we gotta be careful not to break traffic rules and not get in accidents. As we learned from the first episode, we have to be very careful about everything, especially roundabouts, but I don't think there's any roundabouts on the way in. Thank goodness. There's a good look at the city. I love these apartment buildings with the red roofs. It seems like it's all throughout Sweden. I mean, I don't know how much in real life it's all throughout Sweden, but on the game, they're very common. But I do like them. They look nice with the brick sides. They're scenic buildings for a city. Obviously, the European cities still look so different than the American ones. I'm thinking about starting up the American Truck Sim series soon, too. I'm either going to do it before winter break or after. Probably after, but I might do an episode or 2 before just to get it started, you know, just to get something just to get the ball rolling a little bit on that series. The other thing I wanted to talk about was the update on the NBA series, and I'll do that as soon as we make the delivery. Looks like we got a Volvo dealer. I'm gonna have to drive by that on my way out of the city and pick that up as a discoverable. Oh, look at that, the river's like in a canal. That's pretty cool. And the light turns green right for us. That's pretty cool as well. Alright, to the W&W. Wallenius Wilhelmsen. Alright, hopefully they don't... Oh, it's probably going to be over here where they're going to want me to park it. Let's see, where should I place it? Ah, back there. Okay. So we'll go sideways towards the back of this delivery bay. I gotta say, the city's definitely not as pretty as Stockholm. It seems like it's just flat with these little apartment buildings scattered throughout. And I know that these cities are fairly representative of how they look like in real life, so I'm guessing it's actually how Göteborg looks. Alright, hopefully this turns green for us. I did the best I could to try to... Nope. I don't think that's gonna... I gotta pull up more. Yeah. Gonna have to try looping around again. I don't want to skip it like I did last time. I've done these enough times now that I should be able to do this properly, you know? Alright, we're gonna go all the way to the outside here. And we'll... See, they put these pallets here, and it's almost like they do it on purpose just to make it tougher for you. Alright, now we'll pull in and see if this works. Come on. Turn green, turn green. Oh, you're killing me. Alright, we're lined up. Kind of. The other one still needs to feed in. So maybe... Alright, maybe if we just back it straight up. Like straight up and try to not bend it at all. Nope, it's already getting off. Let's see, I gotta turn this to the right to make that one go to the right. Nope, nope. I gotta turn the wheel left. Or do I? I think. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. Ah! Haha! Alright. I have no idea how that's proper compared to what we had before. But... Wait, what the heck here? Turn the engine off. Why won't it let me... There we go. I was hitting the wrong button to switch views. I was hitting the Flight Sim button to switch views instead of the Euro Truck button. That's what was off. We'll go ahead, decouple, and there you have it. Alright, empty pallets delivered from Helsingborg to Göteborg. 3 hours, 11 minutes, and guys, we get up to level 5 here, which is good. We can do high value, long distance, another ADR. I think I want to add another long distance, because I want to start being able to do videos of just one delivery instead of two, so. But there's no higher rewards, though, and I want to make money. Although there's no rewards for fragile either, is there? Or high value. So, I guess it doesn't add anything. We'll save these till we have a truck. Let's see. I almost want to do another ADR because we haven't gotten to do those at all yet. We have flammable liquids. We haven't got to carry any. Let's go for... Nah, let's go for the long distance. We'll go for another long distance. And now we'll pick our second delivery of the episode. Alright, from Göteborg, I can go back down to Helsingborg. Don't want to do that. Arlborg. That'll be a nice quick delivery. Frederikshavn, that's real short. Stavanger. That's a 10-hour load, though. I'd probably save that for just one episode, because this is a long, windy road up through Norway. I've been on that before. Jönköping. I've been to Jönköping, of course. Vaxio. Head to Denmark. Trelleborg. Back down where we came from. Vaxio. Jönköping. I mean, it seems like... Hey, there's a ADR. ADR Class 3, actually. And that looks like a fun 200-kilometer drive through a bunch of hills, but it puts us back to Jönköping again. 100... Let's see, how long would this take? 5 hours 57. This one's the best financially to do the detail, or to do the ADR. But... This one, okay, this one pays 170. That takes 7 hours, though. Why does that take so long? Ah, because it comes all the way from back there. Okay. Because because obviously there's going to be ferry distance involved in this one as well. And I kind of still want to cover this part of Sweden, but I could start to head into Denmark and then just worry about that part of Sweden later on. I mean, we've done a lot of it, and it's going to be hard to check off every city before we continue on. Let's head over to Aalborg, and then we can, maybe in another episode, head down to Vaxio, Karlskrona, and Kalmar and kind of cover off those cities. So we can take the empty pallets or smoked sprats. This one, oh wait, no, or lumber. The lumber pays more, but it's a longer drive, and it's the same per kilometer. I feel like it's not a ton of driving because of the ferry, so let's do the lumber. That'll be a more fun delivery. It'll take a little longer. We'll make some more money. As you can see, I'm not just making financial decisions. I'm also trying to have fun with this series and mix up the loads. Looks like we're back in the Scania here at the lumber yard. Go ahead, get this engine started up. Put it into drive, and off we go. Looks like we got to go to the left to get out of here. Yep. Moleven is our company. Alright, let's open up this gate. And we are out. Is that gonna clear? Just barely. Just barely gonna clear out our mirror. So anyway, I'm gonna talk more about the NBA series as we get out of here now and make this delivery to Denmark. Finally get to see another country. The thing is, I played the game, and I think I mentioned this in the last episode. I played the game, and it was very, very difficult. Look at all these pine trees, by the way. This looks more like the Sweden that I'm used to. Very, very, very beautiful. We gotta head back down to Göteborg and then head across the ferry. Take a quick look at our route, too. Take the E20, head that down to the intersection where we were. There's Göteborg, so we'll go right back through where we were, and then go down this highway to the port, into Frederikshavn, and then just down into Aalborg, and it looks like we're going to good old... Oh, right next to IKEA, actually. Back to another W&W. Right next to the IKEA. But anyway, I played NBA, and as I mentioned in one of the last episodes, it was extremely, extremely difficult. One of the hardest games that I've ever played. And I just realized that, you know, I'm going to have to play it a little bit before I start uploading it to YouTube. So the series is officially delayed. It's not canceled. We're going to do it at some point, perhaps over Christmas break or sometime soon. I'm not sure when. Actually, not over Christmas break because I'm not going to have my PlayStation with me. But we're still going to do that series, but what I'm going to start this week is the NHL series. I'm going to be creating the 32nd team, the expansion team, and obviously I'm going to be basing them... Let's reset I changed how I'm sitting. I got to reset my track IR. There we go. But I'm going to start the NHL series instead. And I decided to do that because, you know, I've played that game a lot longer. I'm better at it. I'm going to be playing in the hardest difficulty. I'm going to be creating a team, putting them in Seattle, which is obviously what the NHL's next team is going to be in real life anyway. So we'll just be bringing them into the league a year early. And then we'll kind of be, you know, creating a team with them and doing a franchise with them. And that'll be real exciting to, you know, kind of... It'll be a little bit alternate history because they'll be joining the league a little bit earlier than before. But it'll also be a little bit realistic because, you know, they'll obviously be in the game just like they will be in the future. So that's going to be the plan. Parking brake, hit the wrong button there. Don't hit the parking brake when you're driving. I'm trying to figure out lights. There we go. Still learning these controls, still learning. But I'm going to create that series, and I'm going to start it quite soon, actually. I'm probably going to start that series sometime this week. In fact, I think I'm going to record the first couple games tonight and then upload it probably on Wednesday. It's Tuesday as I record this. I should specify this video will probably go up on Thursday because obviously a video went up for you guys today at 4 p.m. So I'll probably upload this one on Thursday, and then the NHL one will have gone up yesterday night. So you guys will probably already have seen it, and I've talked about it a little in there. But if you haven't watched it, that's kind of the channel update, and that is the update on the basketball series as well. It's still going to happen, but expect it probably in 2019 instead of 2018. And then, of course, we'll still be doing MLB The Show in 2019, which is, of course, my most popular series. I know that it's what most of you guys like, and obviously I'll be bringing that back because that's kind of what most of my fans are, and that's kind of what I'm known for more than anything else. I had a couple people comment so far that they've enjoyed the series so far, and I'm glad you guys have. I'm glad you guys have, taken the chance and watched it. I wondered how many of my baseball followers are going to watch it, because this is something obviously so different than sports. I mean, a simulation game and a sports game are almost polar opposite video games. But I'm glad some of you gave it the chance to, enjoy something different, kind of expand your horizons a little bit, watch something different, or at least just listen to me talk and, watch some driving in the background. I enjoy mixing it up for you guys, and I do appreciate those who took a chance. And for those of you who have never been into sports games before and you're watching because you enjoy, simulation games, I encourage you all to watch my sports series. Go back, watch the old ones, watch the new ones that are coming out. They're fun games too, I feel like a lot of people either like one thing or the other, and they never really give the other side a chance. And when they give the other side a chance, they realize they like it a lot more than they might have. But that's going to be the update on the series. That was a bad voice crack right there. That's going to be the update on the basketball series. It will continue in 2019. For now, we'll be doing NHL, and I'm obviously super excited to record that and bring it to you. I was watching some of my old Pittsburgh Penguins series today, and man, was that a fun series, winning the Stanley Cup and just kind of, doing that series. What a fun time that was. It's going to be weird to not be the Penguins. It's going to be weird to be another team, but that's in fact what we'll be doing. So we'll be doing the expansion draft and all that jazz. I obviously moved the Coyotes to Seattle in my last NHL series, but that only lasted like 3 episodes. I never really got too far into it. The goal is to actually get through this one and play a whole bunch of seasons, 5, 10 regular seasons. And I'll do what I did last time. I'll show just the highlight plays in the regular season, so basically the goals. Then whoa! Holy moly, I was getting over and that guy almost caused an accident. That's why you check your mirrors, and that's why you get over slowly, because that would have been another accident, and I could not have afforded another $600 charge. I've almost made myself $3,000 now. I obviously started at just $2,000, and as you guys remember, I lost a decent amount in that first episode, and I'm trying to gain it back. So that would have been a disaster. But I got a comment from one of my viewers. He asked me what I thought about Bryce Harper, so I figured I'd talk about that a little bit. Obviously, you guys know I'm not a fan of Bryce Harper. For those of you who don't know, he's a baseball player for formerly the Nationals. We don't know what team he's going to go for. But I've always not been a fan of his demeanor on the field and just the way he conveys himself. But he's on the game, and there's just a picture of him wearing a hoodie. It's kind of a goofy picture. And he'll be on the game this year. So I was asked what I felt about it, and my answer was, obviously I'm not a fan of him, but he is a good player, and, someone as good as him, obviously, based on the way he plays, deserves to be on the cover of the game. Just the way he acts, I don't feel he's the best ambassador for the game, so, it's mixed feelings. I mean, on one hand, he is a good player, and I'm not going to take that away from him, but it's not just about being a good player, it's about, being a good person as well, and, actually standing for the right values and the way you carry yourself in the game. And I guess I'm just a bit of an old-timey baseball fan, I kind of like the game to be a game of respect, a gentleman's game, and one where people don't try to be showy and have too much swagger. I kind of like, oh my god, lag spike, holy moly, that was a significantly bad lag spike in the tunnel. Sometimes tunnels on this game give you lag spikes, and that one was quite bad. But anyway, I kind of like, I'm a little bit old-fashioned when it comes to baseball. I'm like an old conservative grandpa in the way I like the sport. And Bryce Harper's obviously, I guess to put it nicely, you could call him a modern baseball player, and that's just not really my thing. But I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. You're not gonna like everybody in the sport, and you just gotta root for the people you like. Alright, we'll go ahead and exit here. That looks like a cool bridge to drive over. Perhaps eventually we'll get our chance. But today we'll head to the Polaris Lines ferry and head into Göteborg, or out of Göteborg and into Denmark, which I like to call flat Sweden, because Denmark is just absolutely flat throughout. Not much scenery in Denmark. Yeah, that road's the E6. It'll take you up to Oslo, which is beautiful driving around Norway in this game because the fjords and the mountains. Perhaps in the next episode we will head up there, depending on what job opportunities we will have. Looks like we're in the backside of Göteborg, though. It's a large city, actually. You know, we drove all the way around, and we're still on the other side of the city, and it's been, 2 hours of driving, so... Obviously, Göteborg is not by any means a small town, if it takes that long to drive around. I know the time dilation in this game, it takes a little bit longer than in real life to drive around the cities, I feel like. But it does slow down the clock when you're actually in the city, so I think it tries to keep it pretty realistic. Highway times are almost identical to real life. That's one thing SCS Software has done really good on. And what is that building in the distance? That is a peculiar looking building. No idea what that is, but that's quite cool. Alrighty. Go ahead and get ourselves onto the ferry. First ferry of the series, which is so exciting. I gotta pay for the ferry, but my employer will cover the expenses when I get my... I'll get my money back when I make the delivery. Or maybe he just covers it now. I'm not sure. We have $29.47, so we'll see. There it is, the big old ferry. And it looks like we actually have to just take it from here. I hate that. It doesn't let me drive on the ferry. Usually it lets you actually drive onto the ferry. I wish it would do that. I also wish it showed other trucks coming in and out of the ferry. That would be cool. Alright, yeah, 677 euros. That is expensive. Holy moly. Göteborg to Frederikshavn. 3 hours, 15 minutes. Once I own a truck, how am I going to be able to afford to, how am I going to be able to afford to actually cross the ferries? I don't know. Seems like with the realistic economy mod, I don't think it would be nearly $1,000 for a ferry. That just seems a bit extreme. I hope that that doesn't become a problem in the future, or else I'm just going to have to avoid ferries with this mod. Because that just seems like a lot of money. Or perhaps they'll update it and fix it. I have no idea. But here we are, folks. 8 p.m. We are in good old Denmark. First time visiting in the series, so that's pretty exciting. And it looks like we'll go left for the Aalborg. Centrum's right. I'm not exactly sure what Centrum is. That seems to be in everything. Let's turn our headlights on. Everyone else has one on, and the last thing I need is a ticket for not having my headlights on. We got those red road signs here in Denmark, of course. Go ahead all the way to the right lane here. Alright. Nothing like waiting at a red light. Look how many lights there are. There's another one ahead of here. Hopefully we get through both of these before it turns red. It's going to be 9:49 when you get there. It'll probably get dark a little bit earlier too, because we've gone further south than what Sweden is. Oh boy. That light turned yellow on me. Good thing the brakes are OP in this game. You can brake so strong in this game. It's unbelievable. And I remember back in the old 18 Wheels of Steel games, you could not brake at all. You just had to gun it and hope that things would work out. You just had to gun it. And unfortunately, and by gun it, I mean gun the throttle and hope that you could get through the light before it changes. But that's not how it is in this game. You can actually brake on time and know that you're going to be safe. And thank goodness for that. Because I got many a red light speeding tickets back in the 18 Wheels days when I was growing up playing those games. Would have been fun doing YouTube back in those days, because man did I play that game a lot. But at least I can YouTube this. There's the coast again. Looks like one of the ferries is on its way in. We're passing by or something like that. Oh, I like this little yellow Mustang too. It's a nice little car. Or I think that's the Chevy, whatever those are called, Corvette. It's the Euro Truck Sim version of the real car, either way, should I say. Alright, we'll put that cruise control on. Sun's starting to go down a little earlier than Sweden. I think it was like 9:30 when it got dark there. Oh, and I just looked out my window in real life and it's already dark. 5:56 p.m. and the sun has gone down and it's become nighttime since I started recording this. That's the one thing about wintertime that gets rough. It gets dark early. It does make the nights go longer though. It's only 6 o'clock. It feels like nighttime already, and yet it's still a long way left in the night, which is kind of nice. It kind of just drags on the night when things get dark early. When it gets dark late, it feels like the day goes by a lot quicker because it's light out till 9 o'clock. But wow, look at that. The wind turbines in the forest, the field, that is a stunning, stunning view. Let's let this guy by. There we go. We gotta get over to exit for Aalborg. I think is how you say that. There's no R in there. Alrighty. So in the next episode, I decided I'm gonna talk about technology. Gonna talk about the pluses and the minuses, the positives and the negatives of technology. So if you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask regarding that, feel free to put them in the comments. But specifically, I'm going to be talking about social technology. So social media, cell phones, online video games, mostly social media, but all that kind of stuff. So, you know, how technology, communication and social technology is the way I would put it. Communications technology. If you have any questions on social technology or communications technology, feel free to put them in the comments section and I'll work them into the discussion. I was thinking about it the other day and I thought that it would be a great conversation topic for one of the videos. And as I said, I want to have things to talk about other than just what I did today, because that gets boring after a while, and especially considering half of my days are the same. I just go to class or go to the airport. I guess flying can make for some interesting conversations too. Not having any lag spike in this tunnel. Look how nice this tunnel is. Look at the walls. They're like concrete walls. And they look like they're brand new. I find that just incredible. But I'm gonna talk about technology in the next one, so feel free to ask questions. And we'll have a good conversation in the next episode. Perhaps we'll drive up to Norway or something and get some mountain scenery, although it's going to be dark, so we'll see. Maybe we'll go down to Germany or something like that. Work our way into mainland Europe a little bit more. Looks like we don't exit for this one. We'll exit for the next one for Aalborg. There's the city. The sun going down behind it. On the last career that I had on this game, I made it to every city in Scandinavia except for Copenhagen. So I went to Copenhagen on purpose. I just drove into Copenhagen, I think, with my truck, and I picked up a job. I'd somehow not discovered it yet, which is weird. I guess that's just the way it is. Alright, 25 minutes here. Cut exit, make our delivery, and call it an episode. And just like that, it's gone dark quite quick as well. These on and off ramps in Scandinavia still make me nervous how narrow they are. I mean, look at that. The width of this lane is no more than the width of my truck. I can't hit anything. Oh, and thank goodness I stopped because I didn't see that guy coming. What's he doing? Is he... Oh, I hate this. Why do you stop there to let me go? I was trying to let you go, buddy. I mean, I appreciate it, but... it wasn't really necessary. Whatever. See when this is due. Yeah, between Wednesday 2:02. I was gonna think about stopping at the hotel and sleeping overnight and delivering it in the morning. But unfortunately, it would have been a late delivery, which would have lost me money. Which would have been aggravating. It's so quiet in this town. Can hardly hear the other traffic or anything. It's weird. Alright, red light. Hopefully that's the last one we have to go through. I'm getting sick of them. I feel like this episode was so many red lights. Nice little Danish houses here. I like that. That's a quaint house. I like the Scandinavian style of homes. We'll have to head to the UK and see some British style of homes too. Oh, the stars are coming out too. That doesn't look right. Why are there stars in front of clouds? Come on, ETS2. I don't know which mod I have that's doing that, but that looks super... That does not look realistic. There should not be stars behind where there's clouds. That is messed up. Oh, another W&W for our delivery. Next to the IKEA, as I said earlier. Alrighty. Where do you need it? Oh, that's an easy one. We can do this no problem. Oh, my headlights don't look very good right now either. Just go back here and circle around. I thought I had that realistic headlight range on. For some reason, they look tacky right now. The way they're hitting off the buildings. Maybe I'll have to play around with enabling and disabling mods and see what makes it look best. Alrighty. Throw this into reverse. There we go. Now I got the hang of it. I gotta turn the wheel to the right for the truck to go more out the left mirror. And in the left for it to come more out the right mirror. Just back this in nice and straight. Nice and slow. Straighten it out on this side. This looks pretty good. Slow it down. Oh, this looks great. There we go. It's a little bit off, but that's okay. Put that parking brake on. Wait, where's my... There it is. There's the button. How do we do? Yeah, it's off. I had it right until the end, so... We got it close. We're getting better at backing in with the wheel. We'll get it figured out eventually. 250 kilometers on the dot, 8 hours, 27 minutes. And we get some more moolah for me, over $3,000 now. That's going to be it, guys, for this episode. In the next episode, we'll be heading somewhere in Denmark or perhaps up to Norway. That's going to be it for this one, guys, though. Thank you all for watching so much. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. Time for me to go vote. For now, we'll see you next time. I'm Mr. Affleck 9916. Peace.